The 9th of April 2019 was just a normal day for the medical students of Moi University who were at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital and the residents of Eldoret town. The tragedy that was about to befall them was beyond anyone's imagination. Welcome back to the Insight Edition. My name is Yusuf, and on today's episode of Criminal Diaries, we are going to tell you the story of the brutal daylight murder of Ivy Wangeshi by her childhood friend and crush outside the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in April 2019. In the morning hours of April 2019, Ivy Wangeshi, a sixth-year medical student at the Moi University main campus in Eldoret, had just finished doing her rounds at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital and was walking outside the facility together with her colleagues. As they were walking, a man who will later be identified as Naftali Kinuthia snuck up to Ivy and attacked her with a knife and an axe that he was carrying. According to witnesses' testimonies, Naftali first cut Ivy on the neck, the position of the jugular vein. Then he began to hit her on the head several times, even after she had collapsed and he was sure that she had died. Afterward, Naftali Kinuthia tried to escape the scene of crime, but he was overpowered by an angry mob made up of students, motorcycle riders, and Eldoret town residents who were near. They pelted rocks on him with full intentions of ending his life. Luck seemed to be on Kinuthia's side, as the police officers would quickly come to his rescue early enough to stop his lynching. Ivy Wangeshi and Naftali Kinuthia met at Joyland Academy in Gatunyu in Gatanga, Murang'a County, where they schooled together as primary schoolmates in the year 1998. Their friendship kick-started then. Wangeshi was later transferred to another school in Thika, where she completed her primary school education and later joined Alliance Girls High School for her secondary school studies. On the other hand, Naftali attended Nyandarua High School after his conclusion of primary school education. All this while, the two were still friends. After completing high school, Naftali Kinuthia joined the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, where he pursued a course in Information and Communication Technology. Ivy Wangeshi joined the Moi University main campus in Eldoret, where she went to study neurosurgery. Ivy Wangeshi had scored straight A's in her final secondary school exams, KCSE. This was an indication of how smart and dedicated she had been to her studies. After the two had completed high school education, Naftali claims that their childhood friendship turned into a love relationship. He said that after the years, he continued to be more and more emotionally attached to Ivy, and this led him to help her financially at times and also shower her with gifts. This continued throughout the years when he got employed. What could not be proved was whether the two were really in a love relationship or not, because according to Ivy's mother, the relationship she shared with her daughter was very strong, and she will share with her everything that was going on in her life. While in the court and also while being interviewed by the press, Winfred Waithera, the mother to the late Ivy Wangeshi, completely denied the claims of the love relationship made by Naftali Kinuthia. According to her, Ivy was still single and had never introduced a sweetheart to them. In addition to that, two of Ivy's best friends and also schoolmates at Moi University denied the love relationship claims in court. They stated that Naftali was forcing Ivy to enter a love relationship with him, and he will buy her gifts and send her money even after Ivy had warned him to stop. According to them, Ivy Wangeshi was not even attracted to Naftali, let alone be in a love relationship with him. The friends told the court that Naftali had started stalking Ivy and forcing her to date him. One time, they recounted how Naftali Kinuthia showed up at Ivy's hostel unannounced and demanded to talk to her. When she reported the incident to them, They advised her to always work with a male colleague and also report that incident to her parents and the police, as Kinuthia was now becoming a threat to her security. Ivy did not take heed to their advice, as she claimed that her childhood friend Naftali Kinuthia will never harm her. When Naftali Kinuthia noticed that Ivy Wangeshi was not interested in a love relationship with him, he started to demand a refund of 200,000 Kenyan shillings from her. This, he claimed, was the total amount of money he had spent on her over the years. He began to nudge her even more, and when his calls and texts became overwhelming, Wangeshi blocked him on her phone, making it impossible for him to reach her. Naftali started to send threatening texts to a friend of Ivy Wangeshi since he could not reach her directly. In one of those texts, he said that he had spent a lot of money on Ivy and will do something stupid that will lead to her death in revenge. He also stated that no coin of his will go to waste. In another text, he said that he had given Ivy light, but she chose darkness. The threatening texts from Naftali Kinuthia had started to come in the month of March 2019, a month before he brutally murdered Ivy. Kinuthia was reported to have continued stalking her even in the last days leading to her murder. The court was told that on the 3rd of April 2019, 5 days before murdering Ivy Wangeshi, Naftali Kinuthia traveled from Nairobi to Eldoret, and on reaching there, he managed to find Ivy and tried to get her to enter his car. Ivy made up an excuse and went back to the hostels, never to come out and meet him again. Days later, on the 9th of April 2019, Naftali Kinuthia drove from Thika to Nairobi, then to Eldoret, where he brutally murdered Ivy just outside the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital at around 10 a.m. in the morning. As mentioned earlier, he was rescued by the police from a mob that had almost killed him. Kinuthia sustained some serious head injuries and was rushed to the same Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital where he recuperated. When asked why he had killed Ivy, Naftali Kinuthia's explanation was that Ivy Wangeshi, who he described as his girlfriend, had informed him of her 25th birthday, which was coming up on the 10th of April 2019, and had requested him to send her 28,000 shillings to cater for her birthday party expenses. Since he did not have the full amount at the time, Kinuthia said that he had sent her 14,000 shillings and promised to personally deliver the remaining 14,000 when he will travel to Eldoret. Naftali claimed that on the 4th of April, Ivy blocked him and all his efforts to communicate with her through the phone bore no fruit. He traveled to Eldoret on several occasions, but Ivy declined meeting him. On the 9th of April 2019, Naftali claimed that he had gone to Eldoret to meet Ivy, wish her a happy birthday, and also give her the remaining cash. Upon arrival, Naftali parked his car at the institution and went to physically look for Ivy since she had not yet unblocked him on the phone and the two could not communicate. He claims that he found her near the hostels and approached her in order to do whatever had brought him there. To his surprise, she refused the money and told him that her new boyfriend will take care of the birthday party finances, and also told him that it was over between them. Despite the shock and heartbreak, Naftali claims that he decided to walk back to his car and leave. But when he was about 50 meters away, he looked back and saw Ivy hugging a male colleague that she had been working with. Kinuthia claims that his jealousy got the best of him and he took an axe from his car and hacked Ivy to death with it. Well, this whole story was refuted by all the witnesses in court. Naftali Kinuthia seems to have been pulling every stunt possible for him to get away with the murder of Ivy Wangeshi or get a lesser sentence from the justice system. When he was first arraigned in court and the charges laid against him were read, he pleaded not guilty to the murder of Ivy Wangeshi. I mean, what are the odds? Kinuthia also tried to get released on bond by the court, but this stunt failed too. He also tried to get a plea bargain with the Director of Public Prosecution in exchange for a lesser charge, a stunt which he pulled off twice, failing both times. On the 6th of December 2022, Justice Stephen Githinji of the Eldoret High Court ruled out that Naftali Kinuthia had a case to answer, and he ordered that Kinuthia be placed on his defense on the 3rd of March 2023. When the 3rd of March 2023 finally came, the man, Naftali Kinuthia, finally confessed to the murder of Ivy Wangeshi in court. To his defense, Kinuthia tried to deny he had any motive to kill Ivy. He said that on the day of the murder, he had traveled all the way to Eldoret from Thika just to wish Ivy Wangeshi a happy birthday and give her the reminder of the money for the birthday party. He said that he had bought the axe about a year earlier and had placed it in his car for his security, since he mostly worked at night. But this was an obvious lie, since the axe seemed pretty new and had been recently sharpened at the time he committed the murder. Kinuthia denied possessing the knife that was found at the crime scene, the same knife that witnesses saw him use to cut Ivy. In his confession, Naftali Kinuthia said that he was regretting his actions, and if there was anything that could be done to reverse them, he could do it. Although Naftali Kinuthia tried to frame the murder in a way that people will see he did not want to kill Ivy, he had a very rough time explaining the threatening text messages that he had sent to the friends of Ivy. He tried to justify the murder by painting the picture of the late Ivy Wangeshi as this gold digger who was taking advantage of a desperate man who was deeply in love with her and will do anything for her. The family and friends of Ivy Wangeshi finally got the closure they had been waiting for almost 4 years after Naftali's confession. The court retreated to write its verdict, and as soon as it gives it out, we shall be here to update you. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe for more chilling murder and serial killer stories like this one.